Good morning. How is everyone this morning? I am so excited to be here with you for Wellness Wednesday. It has been so long since we've done a Wellness Wednesday, and I am so pumped to be here with you for this one. I'm sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I've had a bit of a morning. We'll get into that in a little bit, but it actually serves me quite well for what we're talking about today, which is really all about recommitting to you and your goals. We are now officially into fall. All things fall have headed our way. I noticed that all things Halloween are out and about, and it's just an exciting time to really look at where you are, what you'd like to accomplish, and the steps you can take going forward to get you closer to where you want to be. And that is exactly the season that I'm in right now. And I'm so excited to share with you what I'm learning so far. And really, I'm going to be talking so much about what I've been learning over the next few weeks. So get ready, buckle up. I have some new plans underway that I'm so excited about and cannot wait to share. But before we jump into today's content, we are going to start today like we start every session. And we are really just going to take this time. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to set the intention that we're going to be present in this moment, that we're going to be open to learning something new. And we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. And one more time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you've been following me any amount of time, you know that I start my sessions that way because I want to get centered and be in this moment and bring yourself into this moment. Let's stop hustling from one thing to another and really be intentional with our time and what we're doing and how we're absorbing things so that we can have the best possible experience. Because isn't that the point anyway, that we're having the best possible experience day in and day out? And that is why I am so excited to talk to you about this today. So, my own epiphany about this came while I was on vacation. I really unplugged on vacation. I stepped away from my phone. I stepped away from my business. I really stepped away from all things and was really present in my day to day and really soaked up every single moment so that I really could enjoy it all. And I wasn't worried about anything else, and I was just focusing on the here and now. And so many of us are worrying about the past or thinking about the future that we're really not taking the time to appreciate the moment and the moments that are right in front of us. Life is passing us by. So as I was taking this time to relax, there were no rules for me. I just allowed myself to unplug and be in the moment. And as I was doing that, the things started rolling over me, the things that I needed to hear, that when I was in the hustle and bustle, I wasn't allowing myself to hear. I was just going from one thing to the next to the next. And what I heard loud and clear over and over was that I was meant for more, that my current life was not as high as I could go. That as much as I love my current life and I'm grateful for it and it's amazing, it isn't all that is available to me. There's more available, and I wanted it. I wanted it so desperately, but I had no idea how to go about it. And then I stopped and thought about it and said, well, what are you teaching everybody else? You're teaching everybody else to focus on themselves, to put themselves on the calendar, to make themselves and their goals a priority. And to be fair, I felt like I was doing that. I felt like I was putting myself on the calendar, that I was being true to who I was. And I was, but not to the full capacity that I could have been. I was doing just enough to keep me living well, to keep me feeling well, to keep me right where I am. And I've said it over and over again. If you want different results, you have to be willing to do something differently. That is just how it is. So if I wanted more than what I have now, I have to be willing to do things differently. So at that time and space, I said, okay, that's it. When I go home, I am going to do things differently. And I can tell you what, it has been amazing. Amazing. And I started so small and so easily and just did a couple of things, and I'll get into the actual things in a couple of minutes. But the things don't even matter. It's the energy. It's the energy in which you come at it. And here's the secret of what you need to know about recommitting to your goals. This is like the number one thing of the topic for today is just do it. Just get out of your way. Stop making excuses. Stop playing small. Stop telling yourself that I can't do A, B, C, or D because D, E, F, G. Stop it. Stop it. Anything you want is available to you. Everything you want is available to you. You just have to be willing to put in the time, the effort, the work, and to enjoy every bit of the journey. Be grateful for where you are. Be happy for what you have. Be so immensely grateful that you want to do more, that you want to give more, that you are willing to do whatever it takes to have the life that you want. We are going this way one time. Don't you want to experience it at the highest level? Don't you want to feel your absolute best? Don't you want to have more to give to the things that you're passionate about? Are you done with a job that sucks your soul dry? Are you done with hanging out with people who don't make you feel good about yourself? Are you done with eating things that don't fuel you? Are you done with sitting around watching TV when you know there are things that set your soul on fire that you should be doing instead? And it's not even about should, but get to. You get to do it. You get to have the life that you want. You get to have it all if you decide you are worthy of it and if you start taking the steps towards doing the work. And it's work. I'm not going to lie and say to you that it's going to be easy every single day and that you're going to just magically flip a switch and all everything changes for you. Action creates clarity. Moving creates clarity. Just get moving. Just take one step in the next decision towards the thing that you want. Do it. The next choice, make it be a choice that supports the life that you want. And you will be so proud of that moment. You will be so excited about what's ahead for you. It is so good. It gets to be so good. We make it more complicated than it needs to be. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start on Monday, I'll start next week, I'll start after Christmas, I'll start after all the Christmas cookies are out of the house? How many times have you put yourself, your goals, and what you want on the back burner and had more of the same? And before you know it, a whole year has gone by and nothing in your life has changed. How many of you can resonate with that? I can't tell you the amount of times I've made a commitment to myself and let myself down. And I've gotten really good at this because I thought I was doing so well. And it's not that I wasn't. I was consistent. I was showing up for myself consistently. I was doing the things. But as I already mentioned, I was doing just enough. I wasn't doing as much as I could, as much as is available to me, as much as I need to do if I want to get to the next level. And it's not about just what you eat and how you move, it's about how you are showing up for yourself in every single decision, every single day. It really is about just making sure that you are crystal clear on where you're going, what you want, and you are taking intentional steps towards that goal every day. Love yourself. Love yourself enough to give yourself what you need, no matter what that is, whether that's better nutrition, whether that's movement, whether that is more self care, whether that is leaving the job that you're in to pursue something that you really enjoy. No matter what that is, love yourself enough to give yourself exactly what you need. All you are promised is now. The only moment we are promised is right now, this moment. Are you happy? Are you happy where you are? Are you experiencing things at the highest level? I fought with myself a lot on this because I felt like wanting more was selfish. Being meant for more was arrogant. I already have so much. Who am I to think that I deserve more? I'm no more special than anybody else. What makes me think that I deserve more? You deserve because you're here. You're worthy because you're here. You are here to make an impact. You have a purpose in this life. You are meant to live well, to be healthy, to be happy, to be fulfilled, mind, body, and soul. And the way that you do that is by starting imperfectly and letting yourself stumble and fall, and you'll learn from all of the mistakes that you make. You will learn and grow, and you will be better for it. And just let it not be tomorrow. Let it be today. Let your next choice be a choice that honors the life that you want. If you're not happy where you are, it's time to change it. And it's okay to want more, to go for more, to go for the big, scary thing that you think is out of your reach. Do it anyway. You'll learn so much from leaning in, for trusting that everything you want is meant for you, and for having faith in yourself, in the world, and in the people around you. You can do this. You can have whatever it is that you want. You just have to be willing to do the work. The size of your pants, the weight on the scale, none of that matters. I've been saying it for years. You'll hear me continue to say it over and over and over again. Your heart matters. Your character matters. Doing what you say you're going to do, that matters. Showing up with integrity, showing up with love, showing up with kindness, sharing your heart, giving it your all, being who you are meant to be. You know at a soul deep level who you are meant to be, in the same way that I know at a soul deep level of who I am meant to be. And sometimes that feels like a responsibility, right? It feels like a responsibility. And it's like, no, no, I don't want all that responsibility. I just want to live my simple life and do my simple things and not have to, like, I'm just going to be here. But here's the thing, you're never be satisfied with being there if that's not where you're meant to be. Now, some of us, that is exactly where we're meant to be. We're meant to be right where we are, and we are already fulfilling our soul purpose. And but if you feel any kind of unhappiness or any kind of discontent or anxiousness or depression or any of those things, then you are not where you're meant to be. There is more available to you. Find your purpose. Step into the person you already are, but you're not allowing yourself to be. Be brave, be courageous, go out and do the things. And it's not even about hustling towards it or trying to run away from where you are. It's about moving towards the place you're supposed to be in. So here's how I've started that this week. I'm giving myself the time and the patience to really figure it out, but I'm doing as I'm going. I'm not just thinking about it. I'm actually taking the steps that I need. So I've started with challenging my body because my body can do more. And what's so exciting is that I've been doing this now 9 days. So I've recommitted to this new routine that I have for 9 days. And I can feel such an incredible difference from where I was to where I am. It is absolutely amazing. Like, it is amazing and a true testament to, yes, I was ready for more, but I was afraid to step into it. The reasons for that are a topic for another day. But the there are all kinds of reasons. There are all kinds of excuses. I was telling myself all the stories, guys. So like listen, I understand it. I understand the stories that you're telling yourself, and you might be thinking, "We've heard this before, Pam. The stuff that you're saying is not stuff that anyone has ever heard before." But it's you need to feel into it. You need to really think about what you want. And I really understand that the stories that you're telling yourself feel very real. I felt them too. I was giving myself the same I was letting myself off the hook in the same way. I was saying, I there these things are real. Like, these issues for me are real. Until I work through them, I can't get to where I am. No, you don't have to work through anything to get to the next step. Just start moving and don't be afraid to fail and to stumble. Take full responsibility for your life. Let the desire for more be the thing that fuels you instead of letting the excuses keep you where you are. You are so ready. If you are here and you are listening to me, this is your sign that you are ready to take the next step, because I am attracting the people to me who are ready to change, who are ready to experience life at a different level. And I know that the stories that you're telling yourselves and the beliefs that you have and the thoughts and the feelings are real or they're valid. And I don't want to tell you that they're not, because they are. They 100% are. But you have the power to change it, and you have the power to make different choices, and you have all the power. Start taking responsibility for your life. I was very much not taking responsibility for my life. I was caught up in the past, and I was caught up in the things that had happened to me and the things that made me angry and resentful. And that does not serve me. That does not help me. That does not get me to the next place. Resentment and anger and all those things, all that does is bring you down. There's no way holding on to that is not going to get you to the next place. And guys, this is a brand new revelation for me. I couldn't figure out what was keeping me stuck. But what I didn't figure it out until I started moving, until I started challenging my body more, until I started drinking more water, and until I started becoming more mindful about my nutrition, until I really stopped and stopped to listen, to what I was being told, to take all those little confirmations and signs that you are on the right track, that you are doing the right thing, that this is the way forward, and paid attention. I opened my eyes. I became more aware. I became more mindful. And as I'm doing that, and we're days in, like these are the lessons that I'm learning right now. I'm sure I'm going to learn so many more, but just by tuning in to what's happening around me and to deepening my connection to myself and to putting myself first. I was putting my business first. I was putting my desire to make an impact on other women first. I was in service of everyone else before I was serving myself, which is 100% against everything that I teach. It is not in integrity with who I am and and who I plan to be and who I'm going to be and, well, who I already am. I'm just moving things out of the way to allow myself to be that person. I was doing the bare minimum. I wasn't really allowing myself to experience it at the level in which it gets to be so good. And now that I'm setting those hard boundaries and saying, no, this time is my time, this time is time that I need for myself to be the best that I can be. Now, because I'm doing that, I'm able to give more of myself to you, to other women, to the people around me, to my husband, to my friends, to the world at large. My vibration is different because I'm focusing on myself and I'm putting my needs ahead of others, but that is in service of everyone around me. It is not just about me. Oh, my little light died. Wow, it makes a difference. I didn't realize how much of a difference it made in the lighting. Oh, well, that's all we can do. But it is like I literally am adding more reps to my weight routine. I'm holding my yoga poses longer. I'm drinking less alcohol. I am making more mindful nutrition choices. It's not to say that I'm still not having the treats. I'm 100% still having the treats, but I am starting small so that it can be sustainable, but I'm not allowing myself off the hook. And today is a perfect example. So I didn't have a really great night's sleep. This seems to be a trend for me on Wednesday. I have to think about that. I think you've probably heard me say that before, but I always know I'm coming to you live on Wednesday. So I wonder if there's a reason why this is a repeating pattern for me, something for me to look at a little bit later. But I didn't sleep really well. My husband is a snorer. Who else has a husband that's a snorer? I actually had to leave the bed. He's probably going to be mad at me for telling the whole world that, but whoops, already gone, already out. I can't do it. So I slept on the couch. I wasn't super. It took me a long time to fall asleep. Once I fell asleep, I actually had a very deep sleep, but it just wasn't enough hours. I am very much a person who needs 6 to 7 hours of really solid sleep to feel my best. So that is, I go to bed early so that I make sure that I get that amount of sleep, and it just didn't work out for me last night. So this morning, I had to stay in bed a little bit longer in order to be functional and at my best today. So that meant it was cutting into my workout time, my meditation time, my affirmation time, but I was like, okay, I'll just do it later. I have to get the extra rest. And I trust myself to do it later. So, but at the same time, I had 15 minutes before the start of our live, and it would have been easy for me to sit down with a cup of coffee, do my meditation, do my affirmations, and not that that is not a waste of my time. That is time well spent, and I 100% could have done that. And if I did that, I would have been happy with that. But I also know that I'm going out tonight after work for supper, and we're going to Sushi Lab. And for those of you who are local, you know that that's a lot of eating. So I knew that exercise later was probably going to be tough for me. So normally I teach that 10 minutes is enough exercise a day, that 10 minutes is better than nothing. But in my mind, I was like, what's the point of doing 15 minutes? And at this time, because I was going back and forth with myself on it, it turned out to be 10. And I'm like, you teach 10 minutes. Get on the bike. Do 10 minutes. That was the best 10-minute exercise I have ever done ever. I sweat. I worked up a sweat because I was under a time crunch, because I knew I needed to come to you. That's why I was a couple of minutes late. I gave it my all. I really just gave it my all, and I did 3 miles in 10 minutes, and I don't know what that converts to in kilometers, but I'm going to find out because I'm super proud that I did it, that I broke a sweat, that I gave myself that time, that I allowed I chose I made a choice that supports the life that I want. I made a choice that supports my core values. I made a choice that makes me happy and excited and that will take me in to the rest of my day just feeling good about myself, just knowing that I put myself first, that I put myself on the calendar, that I did what I'm supposed to do. And I hate the word supposed, so I'm sad that I keep using it, but should, supposed to, all those things. I hate those connotations. But for the purpose of this, that's who I want to be. I want to be a person who puts my exercise routine above everything else, who puts, because I love my body, because I respect myself, because I know that that's what's going to keep me healthy, happy, and strong. And I just want to be that person. That is who I am at a soul deep level. So I am proud that I showed up for myself this morning and didn't let myself talk myself out of it and didn't make a different choice. I made that choice, and that choice will serve me all day. And it will, if I decide later tonight that I want to get on for another 10 minutes, that's great. And if I don't, also great. But it's an example. It's an example of how easy it gets to be if you let it. I could have made an excuse. I could have said, no, that's not enough time. I want to do a proper workout later. And I might have done a proper workout later, but it wouldn't have felt as good as this one because I would have had a belly full of sushi. And that it doesn't feel the same when your belly is full. It is harder. It is easier in the morning. So if another tip for you today, it is easier to work out in the morning than it is to work out at night. So if that is something that, if exercise is something, daily exercise is something that you want to implement into your life, and let me give you another tip, stop calling it exercise, start calling it movement. It doesn't feel like work when you say, I'm just going to move my body. So start doing it in the morning. Start waking up 10, 15, 20 minutes earlier to give yourself that time. And then you have the rest of the day to do whatever you want, to do other things that light your soul on fire and that make you happy and that are going to help you fulfill the things that you're working towards. So to recap, that is it for today. I have more exciting things to announce. There's going to be a new live coming to you every week. I have a new format. It's going to be via Zoom. It is going to be streamed live, but you're going to have the ability to join me in Zoom. There's going to be a Q&A period. I'm so excited about that. In the meantime, if you have any questions about what we've been talking about, please pop them below. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you think. But really, the moral of today's story, just start moving. Just start taking the steps towards the person you are meant to be. Stop making excuses. Get out of your own way. Love yourself enough to give yourself what you need. And all the love and light from my heart to yours. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Keep your eyes peeled for the new live that's coming your way. I'm just trying to decide on the time. Actually, I probably will do a poll inside my Facebook group, Mind, Body, Soul Connection, so that you can help me decide what time would be best, because I really do want this to be a more interactive experience and I want to give you what you need. So I'm willing to answer your questions. And we're also going to be talking about the different ways that you can work with me if you so choose. There's not going to be any pressure to do that, but I want you to know that there are opportunities available to you to work with me more closely if that is something that feels like would support you in your goals. That's it for me today. Have an incredible day. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I appreciate you so much. I'm so excited to be back with you on a regular Wellness Wednesday schedule, and we'll be chatting again soon. Bye.